Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Howdy, it's Preacher Man Sports. Welcome back to another video. And the game was late, and I ended up watching it, and I fell asleep a little afterwards. But the Dallas Stars have defeated the Minnesota Wild 3-1 in Game 6. Oh, my bad. It did with 3-1, but we scored an empty net, and empty netters don't really count. But it's really 3-1. But it was 4-1 Stars, and we eliminated the Wild in 6 games. So Wild, what happened? um, this game, the Stars, they flat out dominated. They almost had a shutout, but a turnover in their own zone caused the lone goal by Freddie Gaudreau. Um, and I'm glad because fuck the Wild and their fans. Their fan base was constantly talking about us, saying the Stars fan base was stupid, saying that they married cousins, even though in Minnesota you have an incest law. Like that's pretty trash. But I don't know. I'm not from Minnesota, Texas. I'm from Arkansas. You guys know. And then one of their podcasts saying that they should like run over Jake Otten. I'm like, now they're headhunting our goaltender. But it is what it is. But I'm glad we eliminated him because screw Mark Dumba. He's the one who knocked Joe Pavelski out all series. And then they tried to go after guys like Heiskanen, our best defenseman. They tried to go after Hintz, who was our best goal scorer all series, and then Robertson. But I'm going to go game by game. So, game 1 was in Dallas. Um, the Stars were down. They ended up losing that game 3-2 in double overtime. Ryan Hartman, former star, ended up getting a game-winning goal in that due to a turnover by Colin Miller. Game 2, Stars flat out dominated, won the game 7-3. Roope Hintz had a hat trick in that game. Game 3, the Stars played pitiful in that game. They didn't play good at all. I think the Stars lost that game 3-1. Only goal was Luke Glendening. So, and they fell down 2-1. And then game 4, Minnesota was a must win. This was a game that turned the tide. Andre was flat out incredible in that game. We ended up winning that game 3-2. Minnesota had so many early breakaways, but Andre was just simply better. If it wasn't for him, Minnesota goes up 3-1, and we don't win this series. Game 5 was in Dallas. We ended up beating the Wild 4-0, shutting out, and then heading back to Minnesota, which we led to last night. Stars ended up winning 4-1. Oh, and by the way, Roope Hintz owns the Wild. He had 2 hat tricks against them, regular season and playoff wise. So Wild, what happened, buddies? What happened? Because the Wild and their fan bases was constantly running their mouths, saying they were gonna get past, saying, "Oh, refs this, refs that." Game 1 they gave you that with all those no calls, and then I don't want to hear injuries because you knocked out the best tipper in NHL history, Joe Pavelski. But they're saying probably they didn't have Joel Eriksson Ek, that guy. But the Stars didn't have Pavelski. But they can keep making up excuses. But GG to all the Wild fans, like the good ones, I don't really know any Wild fans. I'm pretty sure Brandon Rogers is one, so GG to him. And now Stars await either the Kraken and Avs. Me personally, I prefer to play the Kraken because one, screw the Avs, and two, the Kraken they're sneaky, but they're a team like the Stars have handled. And against Colorado, I know we had our way with them in the playoffs, but I'm not exactly sure. But we'll still see. But if it's the Avs, then it turns out we're gonna have to play them in Ball Arena in Colorado first, since they won the division by fucking luck. by 1 point from us. But going over the series, the X factor was Jake Onger. I would say Rope Hintz, but he's a very close second because Onger, if it wasn't for Game 4, the way he played, stopping all those breakaways, we don't win that game. Well, I'll go up 3-1. We'll probably win Game 5, but we're not winning Game 6 and 7 maybe, or even a 7 if that would have happened. But I'm glad the Stars won because last year losing in 7 to Calgary like that, taking a hot team to 7 games to double, well, it wasn't double overtime. It was almost double overtime. But that was kind of bad. But we're moving on to the second round, and the Stars, the way the West is set up, the only threat if the Avs get eliminated or if Edmonton somehow screws up, there's not really much of a threat. Vegas, on the other hand, I'm not really that worried about because the Stars had their way with them historically wise, even though they're a young franchise, playoffs, regular season, you name it. But I think the Stars have a good chance to make it out of the West. But if it's Edmonton, then that's the biggest threat because of all their offense. But right now they're trying to close out the Kings. But the Stars can do this. Like the X Factor. Okay, the top 3 players in the series were number 1 was Jake Onger. Jake Onger all the way. Because he was the X Factor in Game 4. He changed the momentum in this series. Number 2 was Rope Hintz. Like, no question. Rope Hintz, I think, in this first round alone had 12 points. I think that's the most by anyone in the first round so far. I think the closest is Mitch Marner from the Leafs with 11. I'm not sure. Third, Tyler Seguin for sure. Tyler Seguin, I think, had 4 goals in this series. And most of them were on the power play. 3 of them were on the power play. I think he had 4. If he didn't have 4, he had 3 for sure. An honorable mention would be Evgeny Dodonov. He scored 3 goals this series. The one in Game 4 was crucial. And yeah. And then another one, obviously, Miro Heiskanen racking up all the points. Robertson, I'm not really worried about him, but he could have did a little better in that series. He scored 2 goals, and both of them were on the power play. But I think he'll be fine, depending on who we face next, either if it's the Kraken or the Avs. And we'll go from there. But that being said, guys, make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe. GG to all the Wild fans. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And hopefully this team right here can make it to the Stanley Cup and we can see one in this century. Because the last time the Stars, their only Stanley Cup was 1999 against the Sabres. And some people want to call that controversial. But, that was back when we had the great Mike Modano. But, what else? But that's really it, guys. So make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out and let's go Stars.